WYNG 1410 Dayton's ESPN Radio. It's live, it's local, it's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash, presented by Kirkland and Sommers.
All right, everybody, we welcome you in. It is the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash, presented by Kirkland and Sommers, the divorce and family law firm of the Miami Valley area, with 5 attorneys to meet your needs. I hope you are all enjoying this rainy and wet Thursday. And apparently, in all seriousness, make sure you're hunkering down at home. Anything around the house, make sure you get it ready to go. Heavy winds coming later today.
Yeah, today and tomorrow. But then we're gonna be up to 75 on Saturday. Sweet dude.
Golfing, man. No, I can't. Got wedding planning stuff on Saturday. We're going to check out the venue and doing all that stuff. But out after that, the golf. I don't know why I made that sound so miserable. But
sounds like you don't want to do it, buddy.
But it is what it is. But anyways, I hope everyone's had a great day. We welcome you in. A lot to get into. We don't spend as much time on the NBA as what we would like. But I do want to open up with that because my favorite time of, look at you. You had that ready to go. You're all fired up to talk some NBA, the association. NBA trade deadline, it's officially come and gone. One of the buzzer-beating trade deadline moves that was just made, J.J. Redick traded to the Dallas Mavericks, but the one trade that everyone is keeping an eye on is Kyle Lowry from the Raptors. The Lakers in heavy pursuit of him right now, as is, who was the other team? That was
Clippers, Philadelphia, and the Heat.
So the Heat. It's the Heat and the Lakers right now who are the final two going head-to-head, trying to get that done. Obviously, this could be like baseball, where if you get the initial trade workings in before 3, you have an X amount of time after to be able to finalize anything, but you can't add anything new to the deal as far as that goes. So Lou Williams, he is traded from the Clippers. He is headed to
Atlanta. Back home to Atlanta.
He likes them lemon pepper chicken wings. Now he can do whatever he pleases in Atlanta, and he is good to go. But Rajon Rondo now with the Los Angeles Clippers, giving them the point guard that they've been needing at this point. The NBA, it's an interesting time in the NBA right now. A lot of key players injured, out. I mean, you have LaMelo Ball, who I think is one of the few members of the Ball family that people collectively like. I think I don't hear people ripping him as much. He's actually, really lived up to. In fact, everything that was rumored or was reported to be what Lamar, his brother, was going to be, is who he is. And he can shoot, he can pass, he can run the floor, he can defend, he can do it all. He's out for the rest of the year, which is unfortunate. Yeah. But LeBron, obviously out for a little bit as well. All eyes are on him. AD, don't know when he's coming back. Kevin Durant, he's out. What was a little, just a little tweak in his ankle or whatever it was. It's all this hamstring. It's been led to a lot of this, time being out.
Yeah, you got to think about it. Like, that was when you get injured, especially where he was injured and coming back, you compensate, and when you compensate how you walk and how you run, you cause other injuries. So with that injury he had with his Achilles and everything like that, they're being very cautious because, obviously he's one of the best basketball players on the planet and they have a chance to win a championship this year. So they're taking it slow. AD with his situation with his hamstring and his knee, that's bad business. LeBron, high ankle sprain. I believe Steph Curry fell on some steps, like falling away. Tailbone bruise. You talked about LaMelo. Like, it's like a ton of big time guys that are out right now. So, other guys are getting a chance to step up. And in the Lakers case, nobody's stepping up.
No. And again, it's just one of those where, and the Lakers are not in as good a situation as the Nets, where Kevin Durant being out, there are some reports that he's probably capable of coming back right now, but with how far into his career he is, with that injury that he suffered over 2 years ago, there's no rush to get him back right now. It's mid-March. Actually, it's the end. It's the end of March, by the way.
Bruh.
Dude, it's about to be April. What the hell? It's about to be April next week. But it's about to be April. The playoffs in just a few months. I think they'll start ramping up the urgency of getting him back out on the floor. But it's all about the playoffs. And the Nets are still one of the best teams in basketball right now, even without him. And that's about, a lot has to do with the job that James Harden has done. I refuse to give Kyrie any credit right now, just because, again, with the risk of sounding insensitive, he's out right now for personal reasons with family. But
at least he let his boss know.
But it's always something where it's like, and again, it could be something serious, and then I'll be like, feel bad later. But for right now, it's always something big. And it's like what he was out for last time I supported what he was out for last time, but it's the way that he goes about doing it. Yeah. He just vanishes. He just out of nowhere vanishes. And that's the weird part. It's not what he's vanishing for. It's just the vanishing. But you're right. At least he told his bosses. Yeah,
before he didn't tell his bosses, I had a problem with that. But at least, hey, man, you need to take personal time out. Maybe you got a family issue going on. He's got a daughter and everything like that. He's got a dad, a sister. Hey, stuff happens. We have personal days here at our job. Other people have personal days. If you have something personal going on.
Some people have 320 personal days. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm just going to be honest. It is what it is. But the NBA trade deadline, keeping an eye on that. The Lakers, really hoping that they're able to get Lowry, just because the Nets they're stacking up talent left and right. And I really hope it does lead to the Nets and Lakers in the finals, because right now we're, disrespecting the Utah Jazz in the West right now. For those of you who follow the association, the Jazz have the number one record in the NBA right now, 32-11. And in the East, you have 31-13, the Philadelphia 76ers, who are sitting at the top. The Nets are 30-15. Philly getting no love right now. I think Philly's just been the same story every year. This is actually the best Philly has been, at least the most disciplined that they have been. Yeah. This is the best version of Philly, and that speaks, I'm always one to say that coaching in the NBA doesn't matter. I think coaching is always important no matter the level. It's just in the NBA, I always feel like it doesn't matter because the players don't let it matter. But Doc Rivers is a prime example of why coaching does matter, because the only difference between this Sixers team this year and last year is just who's running the team. And it seems like he has them more buttoned up. Yes, can't take away the work in the offseason that guys like Joel Embiid have put in. I mean, it's the best shape that he's ever been in. Unfortunately, he's battling an injury right now too. But this looks like a completely different Sixers team, and it's all because of Doc Rivers, who, he has one NBA championship, but he wins every single place that he goes. Sixers were already a winning team, but they just needed that tweak just to kind of get them buttoned up, and he's done that. I like the Sixers, but right now it's the Nets. Right now it's the Nets that are going to come out of the East when it's all said and done. Banged up Kevin Durant or not, I mean, this version with James Harden, it's a pretty good damn Nets team even without Durant. But they go and they get who they just add, former Clipper, Blake Griffin.
Yep.
It's not the old Blake Griffin, but he's still, he's averaging close to 15 a game and getting about 7 rebounds a game. And he's not the high flyer that he used to be. In fact, last I checked, he hasn't dunked at all this year.
Yeah, he has one dunk.
One dunk? Year. Yeah, there you go. And good for him, because if you are able to adjust your game, more power to you. That's why Carmelo, that's why when he did that whole thing last year about, there's a lot of people like, a lot of teams owe him an apology. I'm like, they don't. He wasn't good for those couple of years. I think you even acknowledge that, but good for him for acknowledging, hey, I got to change some things up. I got to be able to accept a different role. I got to be able to change how I play. He's in the best shape he's been in too, because he used to be a little chunky guy too. He's in the best shape he's been in, and he's totally turned it around. Some players can't. Allen Iverson refused to change how he played and how he approached the game. He was a starter. He wanted to be a starter. He wanted to be a star. He couldn't adapt to that. I give Carmelo Anthony a lot of credit because he's been able to do it. He's playing really good. Vince Carter did it for 2 decades.
Yeah.
4 decades, right? He played for 4 decades.
I give dudes that credit that walk away. Like, you know what? I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And, I commend dudes that are able to adjust their game, but I commend the guys that just say, you know what? This ain't for me. I'm not going to go ahead and just try to hang on and force the issue where I can't do the things that I used to do. So I'm going to walk away. I respect that, because let's be real, man. Allen Iverson could have stayed in the NBA and milked this thing for every nickel and dime it was worth. But he didn't, because he didn't want to do it. So I respect that. I did want to touch on the Philly 76ers. One of the things that they're doing is Doc Rivers is saying we're playing through Joel Embiid. Thing that they weren't doing before. They would kind of play through Joel Embiid. When Jimmy Butler was on the team, they'll play through Jimmy Butler. Then sometimes they'll run the offense through Ben Simmons. Now we're running it through the big man. And guess what, big man? You get 3-point shots a game. There was points in Joel Embiid's career. He was shooting 7 threes a game. Doc Rivers shows up. You get 3. They said that. He is like, Doc gives me 3 3-pointers a game. The rest of them on the block. Get in the paint, dominate in the block. And that's why they've been winning basketball games, because they have something nobody else in the NBA has, is a big man who plays like a quote-unquote 90s big man. He's on the block, scoring in the paint, dominating in the paint, and getting double-doubles left and right, and not like picking lobs. He's getting the ball, he's pounding it in the paint and dunking on folks. And They're running the offense through him, and it's a sight to see. It's a sight to see somebody play different. You know, I remember in the 90s where you had different styles of basketball. Each team had their own style. Like, obviously the Knicks were rough and tumble in that junkyard defense and everything like that. But then you still had, you know, the teams that played with a ton of pace, like the Suns played with a ton of pace. And then you had the Bulls running their triangle offense. In today's basketball, everybody runs the same offense. Is one guy with the ball, everybody else sit in the corner. Big man, you send me a pick. If they collapse on me, I throw you a lob. If they don't, I shoot the three. And we'll swing it to the corners. Everybody plays the same style of basketball now. I do miss the days where, you know, hey, man, we have our triangle offense. We have our motion offense. We have whatever type of offense we're going to run. I do long for those days. As much as I love the association today, I do long for the days of, you know, teams playing a unique style of basketball.
Yeah, and you know, you talked about the different styles. You know, whether it was the triangle offense or what, the principle was post play.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was, you know, pulling the post out a bit from the bucket, but still working towards the bucket. Now, I mean, the game used to be all about drawing up plays to bring you to the bucket.
Right.
Now everything is going away from the bucket, further and further out, to the point where you hear stupid sports talk arguments about, should there be a 4-point line in the NBA? That's how different the NBA is today than it used to be. But you're right, and I hope that this works because, you know, it's a copycat league. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden the threes are going to go away. I've never understood why you can't implement threes with inside play.
Right.
In fact, you know, I've heard people say Shaq wouldn't be as dominant in today's game because of the way it's played. I think that he would be even more unstoppable because with how good the shooters are today, you couldn't send double or triple teams his way as often. And if you did, look out, because the point guards, that his power forward, it wouldn't be Mark freaking Madsen. It would actually be someone who's able to step out and drain it. So there's that. All right, folks, we're going to step away for a few moments. We're going to get back into the NBA not free agency, the trade deadline. What's up? We got DJ Killickef. He says hello. What's up?
Hello. What's good, man?
David Mann. He goes, as a Bulls fan, I love the Vujicic trade. I hate that they gave up 2 first-round picks, though. David, draft picks in the NBA, they're not as valuable to me as what other. I mean, they are for this reason, to kind of bunch them up and trade them away. I mean, I feel like in the NFL that draft capital is very important. Yeah. I don't get that vibe in the NBA, but I love that.
I love it because you got a bona fide all-star. Mm-hmm. Now you also pair him up with your other all-star in Zach LaVine. Now you still got marketing. He's up for debate about what he's actually going to be. Maybe you trade him in the offseason, but now you have a 1-2 punch of LaVine and Vucevic. I love the pick because, you know, Wendell Carter, let's keep it real, man. He's soft. He's a soft basketball player. And now you're giving up some potential picks for some guys. You don't know who they're going to be, but you know who this guy is. I really love it for the Bulls. They're going after it. You know what I'm saying? That's all you really can ask for a team is, man, let's go after it, man. Let's try to be good again. Let's just try to get back to the playoffs at least. Right now, I believe they're like in the 9th, 10th spot. They're doing a play-in tournament again this year. It looks like the Bulls are going to be in that tournament. Get a fan something to watch. Give them something to root about, man. Like this whole tanking thing, I understand the purpose of it and tanking and trying to blow up the team and try to find that potential guy that can take you over the top. Well, sometimes there's no guys there to take. And in this draft, if you're not drafting Cade Cunningham, then you're drafting a bunch of Jags, just some guys.
Yeah, like last year's draft was not good. Ball was the best thing about that draft last year. It just was not good. There was no stars in there.
Right.
It's going to be like, and no, it's not like Obi. Obi is going to be a long-time NBA player.
Right.
He's a freak athlete who I don't think is a great three-point shooter, but all the guy does is work on his game. So I have no doubt that like he's going to always do what he needs to do.
He has more threes made than dunks this year, which is amazing.
Well, because they're not drawing anything up from him towards the bucket. I agree with you. So it's like, and he's fairly efficient in the limited minutes that he gets, but I don't think they drafted him just to kind of hover outside the 3-point line. So he's doing, and to his credit, he is making it count. Like he is being as effective as he can be, considering the lack of effort that he's getting from his coach to set him up. But what I like about Obi, the interviews that we've heard from him too, like he never sounds frustrated. Like he loves his coach. Like he always talks about Coach Tibbs. I mean, there's no beef there at at all. Like, I think he's bought into the plan, and I think he's well aware that, hey, you know what, I'm not going to be used outside of this role as a rookie, and I think that's something to keep an eye on moving forward. We'll get back into the NBA discussion later on in the show. We're only with you for an hour due to Reds baseball coming up here at top of the hour, but we're going to talk a little Reds baseball on the other side of the break. Bobby Nightengale covers the Reds for the Cincinnati Enquirer. He's going to join us next. Don't go anywhere.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
This afternoon will be cloudy with showers and possibly a thunderstorm, high near 68. Tonight's going to be cloudy with showers and possibly a thunderstorm and very windy, a low around 46. And tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy and windy, a high near 60. I'm Pete Spivak for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Weather is brought to you by Cullet Propane. 98% of their customers recommend Cullet. If you wouldn't recommend your current supplier, check them out at culletpropane.com.
Hi, my name is Brian Sommers, and I'm an attorney with Kirkland and Sommers. We are a law firm dedicated to divorce and family law. We have 2 locations serving Miami Valley, one near Austin Landing and the other in Troy. Remember, we're not part-time divorce and family lawyers. We're full-time here for you.
Kirkland and Sommers, trusted and experienced, a family law practice dedicated to serving you. Visit them online at kirklandandsommers.com. That's Sommers with an O, kirklandandsommers.com.
Sports injury, low back pain, or are you interested in improving your performance and getting to the next level? Orion Sports Medicine is truly a unique sports medicine and physical therapy clinic and training facility. We offer a highly educated staff that has experience working with athletes from the recreational and youth levels to elite professionals. We offer services that include PT, functional assessment, wellness, fitness, return to sport, sports performance, strength and conditioning, speed and agility training, all at our state-of-the-art facility in Miamisburg. For more information on Orion Sports Medicine, visit orionsportsmedicine.com.
Receive a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen temporal scanner purchased at any retailer. With COVID continuing to spread, nothing matters more than having an accurate thermometer that's backed by more than 80 published peer-reviewed clinical studies, like the Exergen temporal scanner. Even after getting the COVID vaccine, you should be monitoring for fever to make sure you are protected. Keep your family and yourself safe by trading up your non-contact thermometer for an accurate temporal scanner and a $5 rebate from Exergen, where accuracy matters. Details at Exergen.com.
What are real people saying about Skechers Arch Fit footwear? Joe from Hilton Head says, excellent product. I need arch support, and these shoes have it. Joe, Skechers Arch Fit don't just have arch support, they have podiatrist certified arch support that was developed with over 20 years of data. These shoes are great for virtually everybody. Next, Pete from New York writes, great for walking. I stand a lot of work, and the Arch Fit keeps me comfortable. My feet don't feel tired at the end of the day. Okay, Pete gets it. He's walking, working, just live it at Skechers Arch Fit. And since Arch Fit is the ultimate solution for all-day comfort, his feet still feel good after a long, long day. Now let's hear what Retired for Life from Florida has to say. Bought these for use as everyday wear shoes. The arch support is amazing. All right, look, she's getting the support she needs, and she's also sneaky smart wearing these every day. Because Skechers Arch Fit are machine washable, so you can keep them looking great no matter how much you wear them. She's a genius. Feel for yourself what everybody's raving about. Find podiatrist certified Skechers Arch Fit at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris, Ohio has immediate openings for second and third shift production associates. KTH promotes from within, offers an attractive benefits package including medical, dental, 401k, attendance bonus, and a competitive wage, starting at just over $17 per hour with annual increases. During the month of March, KTH will be hosting walk-in interviews every day from 7:30 a.m. through 3 p.m. Please bring a resume and photo ID to apply or see other career opportunities at kth.net. KTH is an equal opportunity employer.
Listen to this radio station on the radio.com app. Connect with your favorite radio shows through contests, social media, and podcasts. Create custom alarms with your favorite radio stations, all free with the radio.com app.
Does it feel like finding clothes in your fit is impossible? Tired of feeling overwhelmed with options that just aren't right? Let the experts at Stitch Fix do the shopping for you. At Stitch Fix, we make sure each piece is hand-selected for your life. So whether you're staying home or on the go, Stitch Fix has the answer for what to wear. We make it easy to find what works for you. Signing up takes just a few minutes, and styles are delivered directly to your door. Get started today at StitchFix.com. Stitch Fix, your style delivered.
Dutch Boy's new Platinum Plus paint with Stain Shield technology has the performance you expect from a luxury paint at a price you didn't. Platinum Plus is up to 50% more washable and stain resistant than a leading premium paint in satin sheen. Superiority ranges from 24 to 50% depending on sheen selected. Platinum Plus keeps your walls looking new longer. Menards and Dutch Boy paint have you covered. Go ahead, live your life.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Savings or mail-in rebate. See store for details.
Milano's features craft brew favorites on tap every day. Choose from world-class beers, including specials for just $5 a pint all day on Thirsty Thursdays. Plan to meet every Thursday at Milano's Pizza Subs and Taps.
Those big wireless companies try to lure you in with a new phone just to lock you into a contract. Not Simple Mobile. If you have a great smartphone you love, you can get a powerful nationwide 5G network without the contract. Just text the word BYOP to 611611 to see if your phone's compatible. Simple Mobile. Out with the old, in with the simple. Message and data rates may apply. Visit simplemobile.com/privacy policy for privacy policy and the terms and conditions at simplemobile.com/terms and conditions. Compatible 5G capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. 5G network not available in all areas. 5G upload speeds not yet available.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning. Today's job report calls for mostly sunny hiring conditions. For help hiring the quality candidates, visit Indeed at Indeed.com/credit.
All sports, all the time. This is 1410 ESPN Radio.
Justin Kinner, Kevin Nash back with you here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. You listen, stream, and now watch. You can watch us live 3 to 6 on Facebook. Search The Justin Kinner Show. You can also listen at 1410 Wing AM and stream us live at wingam.com. It's The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash, presented by Kirkland and Sommers, the divorce and family law firm in the Miami Valley area with 5 attorneys to meet your needs. Quick NBA trade deadline update. Mo Wagner, again, traded to the Celtics. Kev, not some of these aren't really any big names at all. One of the bigger headlines, of course, is not who was traded, but who wasn't. The Raptors will keep Kyle Lowry. So he will not be moved. Also, Victor Oladipo did get traded to the Miami Heat, which is a huge pickup for them. That actually could be a conference swinging move.
Yes,
right there. That is a big one, a very underrated trade that not a lot of people were keeping an eye on. And Lonzo Ball, who was rumored to be efforted to be shipped over to the Chicago Bulls, will remain in New Orleans. So that's all we have for you now. But let's switch gears here and talk a little Cincinnati Reds baseball. So with March Madness and the NFL trade deadline, or not trade deadline, NFL free agency, it's been all about that, and we really have not focused on the Reds as we are 7 days away from opening day. And joining us now to talk about your Cincinnati Reds, we have Bobby Nightengale with the Cincinnati Enquirer, covers the Reds. Bobby, welcome in, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, look, right now, with less than a week remaining of camp for this team, injuries really have kind of been the headline for the vast majority of spring training for this team. What's the latest as far as the Reds' health update is concerned, especially with the bigger names like Joey Votto, obviously Sonny Gray and Lorenzen and some of those guys? How healthy, how banged up is this team heading into opening day?
Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible situation. I think they're on the right path where a lot of guys, maybe they missed the first few days of the season, the first series or two. But it doesn't seem like anyone will miss significant time. Maybe Shogakian is probably the window that will. I could see him missing at least the first 3 3 weeks, maybe the entire month of April. But the rest of the guys, I mean, Joey Votto, he's back doing batting practice. Hasn't appeared in a Cactus League game yet, but definitely on track to be a guy who's back in the first week of the season. Sonny Gray's the same way. Michael Lorenzen's the same way. TJ Antone looks like he'll be ready for the start of the season. So they've had a lot of minor injuries, but it doesn't look like, fortunately for them, that many guys will miss significant time.
Good. So nothing's going to snowball into opening day right now. And right now, of course, a lot of eyes on the rotation for the Reds. Obviously, there's going to be a big glaring hole there. There's going to be no, Trevor Bauer, the Reds' first Cy Young winner in franchise history. He's gone. So with the guys that they have left, of course, you have Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray, Wade Miley, the lefty. What is this rotation going? What is we know what the rotation is going to look like, correct? Castillo, Sonny Gray, Miley, and Lorenzen, correct? Along with Tyler Mahle, is that what the rotation is going to look like?
Yeah, so you're starting 5, Luis Castillo. When Sonny Gray's healthy, he'll be back in there. But without him, I think Jeff Hoffman will be your 5th starter. He was acquired from the Colorado Rockies this last fall in a trade for Robert Stevenson and a couple prospects. But they really like the potential he has. I mean, he's a guy that's really shown a lot of improvement in the last month that he's been in camp. Throws 97, has some great breaking balls. But I think they're really excited just about the other guys, too. I mean, Tyler Mahle took a step forward last year. I think he can continue to do that. He's a top-tier guy. Sonny Gray and Luis Castillo speak for themselves. Wade Miley, if he's healthy, they're confident he can kind of do what he did with Derek Johnson in 2018 and the Houston Astros in 2019 when he was really good. And then Michael Lorenzen finally gets his shot to be a starter, something he's wanted to do the last 5 years, and he's worked for it, and he seems ready. I mean, he's excited about where he's at with his pitches, and he pitched in do-or-die games last year and was successful in those starts. So I think he's proven that he deserves this opportunity.
All right, we got Bobby Nightengale on with us. Covers the Reds for the Cincinnati Enquirer. Good enough to hang out with us here on the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash on Dayton's home of the Reds, 1410 ESPN Radio. A couple pitching names right now for the Reds that obviously a lot of Reds fans are excited about their future. Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo, of course. What kind of springs have they had, and what do you think is a realistic timetable for when we can expect to see them called up to the main roster? Doesn't necessarily mean this season, but what's kind of the feel on the development of those guys right now?
Yeah, I think they're excited about the progress of both. I'm looking at Hunter Green right now. He's pitching right now at the Reds complex. He's throwing 104 with the fastball. He's making strides with his breaking balls, the secondary pitches. That'll be the key to his success. I mean, as fast as he throws, if he can develop a good breaking ball, that'll be the difference between whether he's a starter or maybe a closer. But I think he probably starts in high A Dayton or double A Chattanooga. Just because he hasn't really pitched in a real game since 2018. So, you have to give him those innings. You have to let him develop against hitters again. That'll take some time. I think his timeline is probably 2022. Nick Lodolo, maybe by the end of the season he'll be ready. I mean, he's a little bit more advanced. He pitched in college, had success in the minor leagues. I could see him starting in double A or triple A. And if he continues to build like he has, they're excited about his progress. If he continues to build, definitely a guy to look for the rotation next year.
From a pitching perspective for 2021, what's the biggest strength that you think that they have from a pitching perspective, and what's the most concerning weakness that they have heading into not a 60-game stretch this year, but the full onslaught of games in the regular season?
I think the biggest strength pitching-wise is just the talent at the top of the rotation. I mean, you match Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, and if Tyler Mahle pitches like he did last year, I think those three can match up with anybody else in the division. So that's even losing Trevor Bauer, even losing Anthony DeSclafani, I don't think it's a huge step back, starting pitching-wise, as you expect when you lose a Cy Young winner. But I think the biggest concern was, and I think you saw it a little bit this spring, is Amir Garrett and Lucas Sims. They both started pitching in spring training games lately, but both missed a little bit of time at the beginning of camp. And you take those two guys away, they don't really have a ton of late-inning options. Sean Doolittle's looked a little bit better in camp. TJ Antone's a potential closer-type guy. But other than that, I mean, they don't have the depth after trading Raisel Iglesias, after cutting Archie Bradley that they had last year at the bullpen.
The other thing that's interesting, too, that a lot of Reds fans were kind of disappointed in a bit is the Reds didn't go out and get that shortstop. I know that's what, a lot of the Reds organization was saying that their goal was to address that. And right now, they toyed with Eugenio Suarez at short for a little bit when they were moving guys around when Votto missed some time. But how glaring of a hole is that? And is it big enough of a hole that it can weigh them down significantly, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the failure that they addressed this offseason. They needed to get a shortstop, and they didn't get one. But I don't think they're toying with Eugenio Suarez. I think he is the starting shortstop, and I think he will be this entire season. Defensively, you're going to take a hit. Obviously, the third baseman playing shortstop is limited range. But he's a guy who you're going to get a lot of offense out of him. It creates an opening for Jonathan India, their first-round pick in 2018, the number 5 overall pick. They're really excited about him. So, they're doubling down on their offense. They should be able to score runs this year. But infield defense is, it was a weakness when they came into camp, and it's going to be a weakness coming out of camp.
It's fun. I mean, look, this team was a playoff team last year. You had a Cy Young winner. Of course, he's not here anymore, but there was a lot of positives about last year. But obviously, they had a lot of success despite being a poor hitting team. And the one reason I'm more optimistic, I know a lot of Reds fans are upset because they didn't really address the lineup this offseason. And I said, look, I think that, this isn't a homeristic approach here, but I think this team's just naturally going to be better than a year ago, because when you had guys that were struggling like Moustakas and Castellanos and Suarez, all of those guys had some career lows in a lot of numbers. And I don't think it's fair to anticipate that that's going to be a trend that continues, mainly because we're kind of returning back to as close to what normal baseball can be during a pandemic right now. I think this team's just naturally going to get better, just because I think we're going to start seeing what we expected from Moustakas and Castellanos and especially Suarez a year ago.
Yeah, and I think the front office would agree with that. I mean, I think that's kind of the way they're approaching it is we can't hit any worse than we did last year. So with the same guys they brought in, I mean, if you look at the free agent signings before the 2020 season, Nick Castellanos, Mike Moustakas, Shogo Akiyama, I mean, it's the same guys they need to step up this year. I mean, if those guys have success, they're going to drive the offense. I mean, that's why they paid these guys $64 million to Moustakas and Castellanos, was to improve the offense. And this is kind of their chance to prove it. Votto looks a lot better with his swing. Obviously, he's missed a couple weeks, but he looks better. Suarez is 15 pounds lighter and obviously still has the power that he has. So it's a team that should be able to slug with anyone. I think it's the same way we went into last year, but I think the 60-game season worked against them. A lot of guys were pressing. They had a slow start, and they just never recovered. But I think over a 162-game season, there's really no excuse for them not to hit with this lineup.
We talked about, obviously Eugenio Suarez at short creates a huge opportunity for Jonathan India at this point. You look at Jonathan India right now, what's a fair expectation for him from an offensive perspective? What kind of pop does he provide for this lineup?
Yeah, I could see him maybe being a 10, 15 homer guy. I mean, he's going to hit at the bottom of the lineup, and he's a rookie, so he's going to go through his own transition issues. But he's a really good guy. He's got a good eye at the plate. He gets on base a lot, doesn't strike out a ton. So I could see him being a guy that has an on-base percentage around 350, 360. If he's hitting 7th or 8th, you're not going to count on him to carry your lineup. But there's definitely times this spring where he looks like he's capable of being one of their best hitters. Just the way he makes adjustments at the plate, the way he has power gap to gap. He's a guy who can get a lot of doubles. He's fast. So I think there's a lot of upside there. I think it's a completely different situation like Jose Garcia when he got called up last year, and you could tell he wasn't ready. India definitely looks ready.
All right, Bobby Nightengale covers the Reds for the Inquirer. Good enough to hang out with us here today. Bobby, send us out with this. There's a lot to be optimistic about when it comes to this Reds team, but outside of this Reds organization right now, the NL Central, how do you think this team stacks up against the rest of the teams in this division? The Cubs obviously are weaker than they have been in recent memory, of course, and then the Brewers have been silently sitting there getting better as well. The Cardinals kind of reloaded a bit. How does the Reds stack up against some of the other competition in the NL Central right now?
Yeah, I think if you look at all the rosters, I think you can find things you like in all of them except for the Pirates, and you could find things you don't like. So I think you could convince me the Reds win 85 games and win the division. You could convince me they win 70 and finish in 4th place. I like the Brewers the most right now. I think they have the top of the rotation with Brandon Woodruff and Corbin Burns. If you have a lead in the 7th inning, they have Josh Hader and Devin Williams back there. So I like them the most. I think the Cardinals, obviously trading for Nolan Arenado this offseason, are they're going to be a top contender. The Reds don't have as much depth. I think that's going to be their biggest issue. If they stay healthy, they have a chance. If there's injuries that pile up, I think they're more of a fourth-place team.
All right, Bobby Nightengale, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you hanging out with us a bit. Enjoy the rest of spring training. Looking forward to opening day a week from today. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, that's Bobby Nightengale again. Covers the Reds for the Inquirer. Good enough to hang out with us here today. And I think that's a fair assessment right there. I mean, they could win 70 games and be battling it out for last in that division. They can also, win up to 85 games and be battling it out to win the division. It's all really, to me, it's all going to come down to not Luis Castillo and not Sonny Gray. It's going to be Tyler Mahle and guys like that. Wade Miley, I do not anticipate being in the rotation by the time the season comes to a close. I just think, he's too banged up too often. But that's why I was asking about the futures of Hunter Green and Lodolo, not really anticipating them to be ready for this season, but those are big names to look out for. I think you're going to see the Reds address some issues come trade deadline. But I think this team has more holes than we think. But the guys that are here are good enough to make some noise. The Eugenio Suarez at short, Jonathan India at second. It does create some question marks for me as far as what they're going to do. I mean, look, Shogo Akiyama comes over, and there was so much excitement made about that. All right, they have good utility players. Alex Blandino is going to fill in middle infield when his number's called. Kyle Farmers can do it all. First base, middle infield. He can catch a pitch last year. He's not a pitcher, but he could. He could do it all. Kyle Farmer's a great guy to have
jam
on that bench. Aristides Aquino, I've meant to ask him about that. He's out of options, so he's going to be on this bench. There's some interesting characters on this bench, but the one I can't get my head around is the Shogo Akiyama one, mainly because there was so much hype about bringing him over last year, giving the Reds a true leadoff hitter. And right now, I mean, your outfield is Nick Senzel, your center fielder is Nick Senzel, your right fielder is Nick Castellanos, and your left fielder is Jesse Winker. So it could be one of those two, I don't know. And Jesse's always being used in that. I'm not a fan of this right now. I don't know what the plan is right now. I wish they would have packaged some of these guys and been able to get an everyday player. Jesse Winker's not an everyday player. He's one of the team's best hitters. You cannot be your team's best hitter when you are such a liability that every time a left-handed pitcher shows up, your manager has to panic and go get somebody else in the lineup. You cannot be considered the team's best hitter if you are a liability and cannot hit against righties and lefties. You just can't. We'll step away for a few moments. We'll close out the show on the other side. We got Red spring training action coming up. 3:50 the pregame, 4:10 the first pitch. Reds White Sox coming up here on Dayton's home of the Reds, 1410 ESPN Radio. We'll be back in just a moment.
Listen, stream, watch. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
Germain Honda Beaver Creek is your local Honda dealer. For a limited time, get 0% financing on the 21 Honda Passport, Honda CRV, Honda HRV, and the 21 Pilot. Plus, get $0 due at lease signing on the 2020 CRV, Civic Sedan, and HRV for well-qualified buyers. See me, Sales Manager Jason High, for complete details. We're on Route 35, just east of 675 between Xenia and Beaver Creek. Germain Honda Beaver Creek, the right car, the right price, the right way.
Set your sights on spring at the JCPenney Spring Style Event. Hurry in and save now on the season's newest looks in apparel and home. Get up to 40% off select women's and men's spring fashion and dress your best everywhere you go. Need a home refresh? Enjoy up to 40% off home brands you'll only find at JCPenney. Use your coupon for an extra 20% off and bring it all home. So fresh and so new. There's lots to love at JCPenney. Offers and coupon valid through 3/31. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Spring is on its way. Almost time to roll out the green carpet. Start planning now with innovative help from the Home Depot. Use our project calculators to figure how much grass seed you'll need, or just the right amount of mulch. Our online workshops and how-to videos will get you up to speed fast, from outdoor fire pits to planter projects. If you're ready to roll, so are we. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Sports injury, low back pain, or are you interested in improving your performance and getting to the next level? Orion Sports Medicine is truly a unique sports medicine and physical therapy clinic and training facility. We offer a highly educated staff that has experience working with athletes from the recreational and youth levels to elite professionals. We offer services that include PT, functional assessment, wellness, fitness, return to sport, sports performance, strength and conditioning, speed and agility training, all at our state-of-the-art facility in Miamisburg. For more information on Orion Sports Medicine, visit orionsportsmedicine.com.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in-store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
Update your home's exterior with new siding and get 11% off everything at Menards. Timbercrest Premium Double 4-inch Vinyl Siding is engineered to be durable, 15% thicker, and has the look of natural cedar siding. It has a limited lifetime warranty and is available in 9 colors. $679 per 12.5-foot piece after 11% off. Good through March 27th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, my name is Brian Sommers, and I'm an attorney with Kirkland and Sommers. We are a law firm dedicated to divorce and family law. We have 2 locations serving Miami Valley, one near Austin Landing and the other in Troy. Remember, we're not part-time divorce and family lawyers. We're full-time here for you.
Kirkland and Sommers, trusted and experienced, a family law practice dedicated to serving you. Visit them online at kirklandandsommers.com. That's Sommers with an O, kirklandandsommers.com.
The 2021 Honda Pioneer lineup is here to make light work of the job and add a heavy dose of fun to your day off. Every Pioneer side-by-side is stock full of smart technology, responsive power, and Honda's hallmark of engineering excellence. The only thing left to add is you. Then you'll understand how life is better on a Honda. For your safety, read the owner's manual, wear a helmet and eye protection, always wear your seatbelt, and keep the side nets and doors closed. Pioneers are for drivers 16 years and older.
Are you ready for the real madness? It's the online Miami Valley Fortnite Tournament, brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken and Connect Esports. Area youth ages 9 to 17 are invited to compete Saturday, April 10th, with a max of 99 players. Prizes will include passes for you and a group of friends to the Connect Esports console room, along with a giant Lee's Party pack of food or a brand new PlayStation 5. You must live within the Miami Valley to participate. For complete contest rules and to register, check out the events tab at connectesports.com.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune into Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise.
Who hasn't been wronged by bad breakfast? Ditch the stale breakfast sandwiches and get tasty made-to-order sandwiches like the Breakfast Baconator and the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit, only at participating Wendy's.
Family owned and operated for 3 generations, Collett Propane is proud to serve the greater Miami Valley. Let our family help protect your family from old man winter. Find out why 98% of our customers would recommend us to friends and family. Find us online at collettpropane.com or visit us in Xenia, Wilmington, or Lebanon. Collett Propane, proudly keeping the Miami Valley warm for over 65 years.
Thinking about life insurance? Did you know in just a few minutes you can find the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies for free? You can with SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-461-4545. That's 800-461-4545. 800-461-4545. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Milano's features craft brew favorites on tap every day. Choose from world-class beers, including specials for just $5 a pint all day on Thirsty Thursdays. Plan to meet every Thursday at Milano's Pizza, Subs, and Taps.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom upgrade by Bath Creations. Bath Creations, serving the greater Dayton and Cincinnati area, is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the best value in bath and shower remodeling, and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that is safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase. Visit on Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com and upgrade today.
Set your sights on spring at the JCPenney Spring Style Event. Hurry in and save now on the season's newest looks in apparel and home. Get up to 40% off select women's and men's spring fashion and dress your best everywhere you go. Need a home refresh? Enjoy up to 40% off home brands you'll only find at JCPenney. Use your coupon for an extra 20% off and bring it all home. So fresh and so new. There's lots to love at JCPenney. Offers and coupon valid through 3/31. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Spring is on its way. Almost time to roll out the green carpet. Start planning now with innovative help from the Home Depot. Use our project calculators to figure how much grass seed you'll need, or just the right amount of mulch. Our online workshops and how-to videos will get you up to speed fast, from outdoor fire pits to planter projects. If you're ready to roll, so are we. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's time for Hoops and Hops at Milano's. With all your big screen games and the beer selection to back it up. Order up your favorite subs and pizzas and pick a brew from the Milano's world-class selection. The weekend starts at Milano's Pizza, Subs, and Taps.
All right, everybody, we welcome you back. I'm Justin Kinner. He's Kev Nash with you here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM. Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash, presented by Kirkland and Sommers, the divorce and family law firm in the Miami Valley area with 5 attorneys to meet your needs. I appreciate Bobby Nightengale hanging out with us, giving us the latest on the Reds, as of course spring training is wrapping up here, heading into the weekend, opening day already a week from today, by the way. And right now the question I have for Reds fans, and we only have about 5 minutes remaining, is why is it so dang quiet on the baseball front? I mean, usually right now we're itching for baseball. You know, the weather's starting to warm up, basketball season's winding down. I know that the NFL draft, or the draft, is around the corner, but that shouldn't impact how excited you get about baseball. Is it mainly, and again, baseball is a regional sport. Baseball is always considered one of the 3 big sports: football, basketball, baseball. But baseball is as vulnerable as ever when you look at the big 3 sports. The NHL could surpass that if baseball is not covered. Like, baseball is so regionalized right now that it is not better than the sum of its parts. It's just one of those where the sum of the parts it's not for everybody. Like, baseball is not for everybody. It's for very, you could say the same thing about the NBA, but I don't think that's the case. Stars run the NBA from a popularity standpoint. People are LeBron fans or LeBron haters. You either love Harden or you don't. I don't know too many diehard NBA team fans. Like, if we went to Cleveland, though, you would get the vibe that, hey, there's some diehard Cleveland Cavaliers fans there. But I still think across the board, the NBA carries itself. I don't know a lot of people that treat baseball like that. Maybe it's because it's a regional sport, and the Reds, I don't think fans are confident in the Reds' ability heading into this season. I think that they're an in-between team, that's for sure.
I may have asked you this before, but can you watch a baseball game that isn't your team?
Yeah, so if you download the MLB, whatever the app
I'm talking about you personally.
very select few teams. I have no problem saying. I mean, I can't just, basketball. I don't care who's on. I'll watch basketball. I don't care if it's two mid-majors no one's ever heard of. I'll tune in and watch it. It's basketball. That's how much I love basketball. Football, the same thing. I mean, I'm not, canceling all my plans for the day to go watch two college football teams I'm not familiar with. But if football's on and I'm home, it's on in the background. I could do baseball. That's not the case. If it's not the Reds, I don't care about what the Rays are good. That's the sad thing. The Rays are good. But, I want to watch the Yankees. I want to watch Aaron Judge. I want to watch, Giancarlo Stanton. I want to watch those guys. I do not believe that baseball, and again, not just because that's how I view baseball, but I think it's across the board. Outside of the Reds, it doesn't really do it here. I say all the time, there's just as many Browns fans in this city as there are Bengals fans. I do not think there is just as many Indians fans here as there are Reds fans. That's why I'm saying baseball is so regionalized. It is so pocketed that I think it's bad for the sport.
Yeah, that's something they got to struggle with. I mean, like you said, with NFL, you can watch a ton of teams. And also, I think that gambling aspect with fantasy football is big for football. People aren't just watching their team. They're watching the guys that they drafted on their fantasy team. I know fantasy baseball is started it, but, football dominates all.
All right, it's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Kev, you could hit the music. We're wrapping up early today. I do want to give a shout out to Milano's. Appreciate them dropping off. They dropped off some pizzas and some salads and some subs. So I'm about to go dive into that right now. I promise you that much. But I appreciate Milano's always feeding us every Thursday. Shorter show today due to Reds baseball. We now hand it off to the Cincinnati Reds. Tommy Thrall, the Cowboy, and the gang will take it over from here. Opening day a week from today. Spring training wrapping up. Final few games remaining in the spring calendar, and then it's on to the regular season. Got Reds baseball coming up next right here on Dayton's home of the Reds, 1410 ESPN Radio.
Positions we made today, but as far as Lonzo not being moved, something struck me today, and the reason why I think he's not going to be moved is because I don't think any team can re-sign him, because I think he might end up in Charlotte next year with LaMelo.
Interesting. I don't think he's heading for Charlotte. I think he wants a big market.